You're watching KCRG-TV9. Now, from your 24-hour news source, this is TV9 News at 6.
Coralville's plans for a hotel and convention center are tied up in court. So why is the city still spending money on the project? That's the KCRG-TV9 News top story tonight, October 15th. Good evening, everyone. I'm Liz Mathis.
And I'm Bruce Aune. The city of Coralville is trying to build a hotel and convention center along Interstate 80.
But a group of hotel owners is suing to stop the project. So if their court date is at least 1 month away, why are workers preparing the construction site? The 250-room hotel would be run by Marriott. The 60,000 square foot convention center would have meeting and ballroom space. The whole project would cost around $60 million.
And Mike Wagner is live tonight in Coralville with more of the KCRG-TV9 News top story. Mike.
Well, Bruce and Liz, the city says it's already won one of the lawsuits and expects to win this next round. But still, city leaders say they don't think they're getting ahead of themselves by doing work on the construction site before the lawyers even enter the courtroom. Coralville plans to build the hotel and convention center on land it owns near the Iowa River, and the transformation is already taking place in parts of Edgewater Park. Tire marks, survey markers, and piles of dirt dot the property. Coralville Mayor Jim Fawcett says the city simply had an offer for free filled dirt and decided to put it in place.
Whether we ever build a hotel or conference center or not, we would put that dirt there. So while people think that the reason is we're just blindly going forward, that is absolutely not the case.
The mayor says adding the free dirt and building up the ground will make the land worth more.
We have everything in order to go forward and continue. So while, for example, with our industrial park area right now, where we're bringing in some dirt and we're spreading the dirt in that area, we know that all this is going to do is enhance the value of that property.
Abandon the hotel business, stay out of the private sector, and actually put that into the general fund.
Michelle Nagel lives near the hotel site, and she's also running against Fawcett for the mayor's job. Nagel and 3 other candidates have joined forces in opposition to the hotel and convention center. Nagel says the city needs to hold off any work until the lawsuits are settled.
If it comes to fruition and it goes down the tubes, you've wasted $66 million versus $1 million to clean up the park that they accidentally destroyed because they put the cart before the horse.
Now, if these challengers get elected, they would have a voting majority on the council, and if they make enough noise during this campaign, it could be less about the people running for office and more an issue of, do you want the hotel or don't you? Bruce and Liz.
Thanks, Mike. Mike Wagner live in Iowa City with the KCRG-TV9 News top story.
Hotel owners suing Coralville say it is illegal for the city to start a business that competes with theirs.
The state Supreme Court won't take up an appeal for a convicted rapist. Vincent Champ, a comedian who traveled the college circuit, is serving 2 life sentences. He was convicted of the 1996 rape of a University of Iowa student and another woman at St. Ambrose University in Davenport. Champ also served time for 2 rapes in Nebraska. Champ argued his attorney failed to have charges dropped when the statute of limitations passed. But prosecutors say Champ left the state, putting his case under state law that has no time limit. The court ruled today Champ's appeal lacks enough detail to rule on the argument. A crash involving a school bus in Delaware County hurt several people this morning.
17-year-old Justin Dewey was trying to turn left onto 227th Avenue from Jet Road just after 7:30. But the State Patrol says the morning sun blinded Dewey and his car hit an oncoming school bus head-on. The bus that was carrying 32 children then drove into the ditch. Both drivers and 2 children on the bus suffered minor injuries, and they were all treated at the scene. There's no word on any possible charges.
The State Patrol is investigating an overnight crash that killed a 19-year-old Marion man. Just before 2 a.m., a car driven by Kevin Kephart of Marion collided with another driven by 57-year-old Don McMahon of Delmer. It happened on Highway 64, just east of Maquoketa. Emergency crews rushed both men to the Jackson County Hospital. Kephart was later airlifted to Iowa City Hospital, but he died from his injuries. Could telemarketers soon be calling you on your cell phone?
When the FCC adds the wireless portability rules on November 24th, you could be able to switch your home phone number to a cell phone, and that means the telemarketers could come calling.
KCRG-TV9 reporter Craig Brown joins us live from our newsroom.
Well, Liz, today about 5% of homes use a cell phone as their primary phone number. Some experts believe that could jump to 20%, or 1 in 5 of all phones in the next 5 years, opening up a virtual Pandora's box for telemarketers. We all have our own cell phone user horror stories that's somewhere completely inappropriate, like the movies.
It can definitely be frustrating, especially at a certain part of the movie that you want to see, and somebody's talking to their mother about the milk they need to bring home or something.
Now imagine if that phone call came from a telemarketer. The FCC and FTC will have their hands full sorting out everything when the new rules take effect on November 24th. If you switch your number to a cell phone, will a telemarketer be able to dial it? Or would they want to if you're just going to hang up on them anyway? It could also raise certain safety and legal issues. Currently, there are no laws that apply to driving while distracted. However, the Iowa State Patrol strongly discourages it. What if you're fumbling for your cell phone, say, through multiple lanes of traffic, only to get a call from a telemarketer?
I still advocate you should not talk while you're driving, period. In my opinion, you shouldn't use it. It's going to distract you, and eventually it's going to catch up with you, and you're going to have a collision of some sort.
Some cell phone users are concerned telemarketing calls could eat up their minutes on a plan the cell phone user is paying for.
That'd be very irritating, especially if I'm billed for incoming phone calls.
Now, one thing you want to keep in mind in the future, as people switch their home phones to a cell phone, the FCC says they still could be listed in the phone book, meaning when you dial someone, you could get their cell phone and they could be charged for it. Bruce and Liz?
Thanks. Craig Brown from KCRG-TV9 reporting on our newsroom.
Some telemarketing calls do get through to cell phones now, but they say that's purely accidental.
If you're still looking for a way to keep most telemarketers from calling your home phone, you can still put your name onto the National Do Not Call list. Legal issues had the Federal Registry in limbo when it was scheduled to go into effect October 1st. But an appeals court ruled the FTC can operate the list while a challenge makes its way through the courts. And that means the registry can take names once again. If you'd like to sign up for the National Do Not Call list, look under special news links at KCRG.com.
Well, it's been a beautiful fall, and you'll want these warm days to stick around for another reason: the effects on natural gas prices.
And pumpkin farms are doing a booming business this fall. We'll take you to one pumpkin patch next on your 24-hour news source, KCRG-TV9.
From the news team that brings you more news more often, Bruce Aune, Liz Mathis, meteorologist Denny Frary, and John Campbell Sports. This is TV9 News at 6.
A buddy of mine asked me to go try one of these new thick burgers at Hardee's. I said pass. I mean, everybody's got their own version of something big, and they're all just bigger versions of their same skinny little burger. It's their same little patties, just stretched out, and there's nothing. So when he told me that Hardee's was making this new thick burger, I'm just figuring it's gonna be more of the same thing, just little patties stacked up and piled high.
The sourdough thick burger with a ½ pound of Angus beef. If you don't think they're the best burgers in the fast food business, we'll give you your money back.
The stakes are high. The tension is even higher.
I guess I never thought about, No, I really don't think that you do.
An all-new Bachelor. Then, catch the wild drama packed with action, sex, and emotion.
U.S. Marshal, get your hands up in the air.
An all-new Karen Cisco. 2 wild shows, 1 wild night. It all starts tonight, 9/8 Central, ABC Wild Wednesday.
I'm Dick Ephardt, and I approve this message because I want to stop George Bush and fight for America's middle class. George Bush has lost more jobs than any president since Herbert Hoover. He's lost more jobs than the last 11 presidents. Bush's budget deficit is almost twice what it was under his father, and 41 million Americans have no health insurance. Now, another George Bush, another recession. I believe what's good for the middle class is good for America. I'll remember that as president.
Save up to $600 a year on your heating bills with Johns Manville insulation from Menards. Plus, don't pay till spring. It's all on sale, and get a $25 rebate on every $125 purchase up to $250. Stop energy losses around windows and patio doors with crystal clear 3M insulator kits. This exterior kit is just $6.99. This interior kit is $9.99. Save energy and money at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Party with Richie, Fonzie, Gomez, and Morticia. They're back and ready to party like it's 1969. The KCRG-TV9 Happy Hour, tomorrow at 3.
The Jungie Automotive Group has 4 locations and carries 9 lines of cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Imagine all the trade-ins just for you. It's all at Jungie.
Halloween is on its way and fall fun is in full swing at area pumpkin farms, and this year business is booming. Local pumpkin farmers say it's been a very busy season.
And they say the warm weather and the lure of more fun activities are attracting more visitors. Last year's cold fall kept sales down for the season, but this year corn mazes, barnyard animals, and plenty of pumpkins are bringing many schools and daycares to places like Bloomsbury Farm near Cedar Rapids.
We have about 3,500 school kids that come out during the month of October. On the weekends, we have a lot of families. Our barns are booked every night for bonfires. And
Bloomsbury Farms will offer fall activities through Halloween. They also plan to offer holiday activities, including sleigh rides and a Christmas barn.
Just a little more warm weather could go a long way in keeping down your winter heating costs this year. Mid-American Energy spokesperson Mark Reinders says all signs point to rising prices, but a warm November could help keep those prices stable. Changing your furnace filters and using programmable thermostats in your home can also help trim your winter heating bills.
What is this? We're talking about sleigh rides and winter heating bills. It's coming, isn't it?
Well, I'm going to talk about 70s. How about that?
Oh, perfect.
Oh, I like that.
Beat that. Yes, we are having some warm weather on the way. It's still going to be cool for a couple days. We'll talk about that next. And your first alert pinpoint futurecast for Dyersville, Decorah, and the rest of eastern Iowa next. Stay with your 24-hour news and weather source, KCRG-TV9.
Ever felt like the prey when shopping for a new vehicle? You won't feel that way at Rydell Chevrolet Mitsubishi, a place to find comfortable automotive solutions. Thanks to super low bottom line prices posted on every vehicle every day. Like 04 Cavaliers, only $99.98. Silverados from $15,498. No hassle, no haggle, bottom line pricing always. And you'll never feel like the hunted. We're saving you money, saving you time. That's the bottom line.
Nobody sells like Rydell.
KCRG-TV9, your 24-hour news source. Locally owned and locally involved for 50 years. Scott Sanborn, Joe Winters, and the TV9 Early Morning News, now at 5 a.m. Here on your 24-hour news source, KCRG-TV9. Hear the latest TV9 First Alert forecast on KNEI, Real Country and Walk On. And The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM.
Are any of you my perfect match? Will you accept this rose? Will you accept this rose? My hope is that you'll accept this rose. Ooh, you're so soft. You are so easy to care for. Oh, do you clean up well?
Who will Jeff choose? Carpet, hardwood, tile? Find out at Custom Floors. Meet your flooring match at Custom Floors on Centerpoint Road.
Introducing the 2004 Chevy Silverado, now available with Power Packs. Get this Silverado extended cab with the light-duty Power Pack, Vortec V8 heavy-duty trailering, plus the Safe and Sound Power Pack, bucket seats, Bose sound system, and more. Combine Power Pack savings with cash back for a total value of $4,500 on select models.
And it's powerful stuff.
Silverado, now available with Power Packs. See your Chevy dealer today.
KCRG-TV9 weather is brought to you by Chevy Trucks.
Well, we have the clouds across eastern Iowa and even some light rain showing up, and that's what's officially being reported at the eastern Iowa airport as we check conditions right now. It's 47% with the humidity, west winds at about 13. The dew point actually pretty low. That indicates it's pretty dry, so that's why the rain is pretty light. A lot of it's evaporating before it's even hitting the ground. The pressure's on the rise. Temperatures look like this across eastern Iowa. It's 56 in Cedar Rapids, 58 in Dubuque, Iowa City. It's 60 in Waterloo. It's 59 degrees. As we look at TV9's live first alert pinpoints out the radar, we are picking up on that very light shower activity from Waterloo and Marshalltown off to the southeast in parts of Cedar Rapids and then down to Iowa City and even towards the Quad Cities. With the clouds that we have out there, some of this is falling, but again, it's evaporating before it hits the ground, some of it, because it's just so dry at the surface. But really, this is not happening along a front of any sort, just some passing showers, and it's going to make it feel a little bit cool at times if you're underneath one. Later on tonight, we'll drop down into the 30s across eastern Iowa. We'll see winds back off, and they'll turn to the north-northwest at about 5 at 10. Again, that light rain is going to be a possibility this evening. And then looking at tomorrow, I think we are going to have another chance for some light rain across eastern Iowa, especially later in the day. We'll see high temperatures very similar to what we saw today in the upper 50s to around 60. And we'll have north winds at about 5 at 10. Tomorrow night, clearing skies, cold conditions on the way. We'll drop down into the very low 30s. I think some of you are actually going to be below freezing. 60 was the high in Cedar Rapids today, and we had a trace of precipitation. Well, as you know, today's a special day for KCRG-TV9. We are 50 years old, and why not look back 50 years to October 13th, and what a better person to have help us out? President Eisenhower. The high that day was very warm, 85, far cry from 60 that we had today. 54 was the low on October 15th, and no precip was actually recorded. Many days back then from October 14th to the 21st were 80 or above, so very warm and summer-like way back then. High pressure's in command off to our north and west. This weak frontal system off to our south is going to stay down there, and this high pressure will build into northwest Iowa, but because of the moisture in the mid-levels of our atmosphere, we're still going to have that chance for some of that light rain during the daytime tomorrow. And temperatures, as I said, going to be cool. We'll see upper 50s to around 60 degrees. Let's go ahead and check that 7-day forecast for you. And you can see this weekend we are expecting very warm conditions. We'll see 63 on Saturday, 72 expected on Sunday, a nice warming trend. Maybe you can leave the heaters off, save on your gas prices. And then Monday, we'll see another chance for some light rain. Cooler on Tuesday with 60, and Wednesday we'll see 54 for the high temperature. So a nice weekend ahead. We're old.
Yes.
50 years old.
We are old, aren't we?
50's not old.
Well, you know, it's all a matter of perspective, isn't it?
That's true. Yeah. It's all relative.
And you know who won the World Series in October 1953?
Take a wild guess, Josh.
Gee, let me think. The Yankees?
Yeah.
Right.
You know who was there in 45? The Cubs.
The Cubs and Tigers, yeah.
All right. Okay, enough of that.
Well, speaking of baseball, a man in Chicago will forever be known as that guy.
And the Iowa women are pumped for a good season, a great season. Stay with your 24-hour news source, KCRG-TV9.
Flooring prices are taking a dive with no payment, no interest till 2005. Now at Flooring America, buy any carpet or floor and pay nothing till 2005. Save on DuPont Stainmaster Carpet for beauty that lasts. Save on hundreds of colors and styles. Save on vinyl, wood, laminate, ceramic tile, all with no payment, no interest till 2005. Free measuring and estimates too. Free floors till 2005.
Now, Moneyline, brought to you by Bank Iowa. Track your stocks with Market Browser. Download it free at KCRG.com.
$87 billion for Iraq with no plan in sight. Billion-dollar giveaways for the president's oil industry friends like Halliburton. And no help from the allies he shut out. Is this our America? Well, I will not give this president a blank check. We should stop the inside deals and work with our allies in Iraq so we can afford to make us stronger at home with health care for every child and a real plan to create jobs. I'm John Edwards, and I approve this message because I want America to be respected, honest, and strong.
Toyota cars get incredible gas mileage.
Toyota's got it.
And get 0% on 2003 Camry, the #1 selling car in America.
Toyota's got
or
it.
get 1.9% on the all-new 04 Solara.
Toyota's got it.
Don't miss out on this great 0% financing on the legendary Camry. Or you can get $1,000 customer cash on Camry. Or get 1.9% financing on the all-new 04 Solara. If you want it, Toyota's got 18 models. See your Toyota dealer now.
Toyota's got it.
KCRG-TV9 Sports is brought to you by your Eastern Iowa Toyota dealers.
Boy, quite a game going on at Yankee Stadium right now.
And another long game, but a seesaw game, and the fans are getting their money's worth. The Yankees and Red Sox are playing Game 6 of the ALCS at Yankee Stadium as we speak. Let's go to the scoreboard. And the Red Sox leading the Yankees 7-6. They walked in the go-ahead run in the 7th inning. Once again, the Red Sox leading the Yankees 7-6. That game now in the 7th. Well, talk continues about last night's Cubs-Marlins game, and most of it centers on one incident. 8th inning, the Marlins trailing the ball game. The ball hit foul to left field. Moises Alou reaches up to grab it. So does the fan. Instead of recording the second out of the inning, the fan became an instant scapegoat. Florida went on to win the game 8-3. Police guarded the man's house. Most people were hot about the subject.
He's the black cat of the Cubs for 2003, you know?
The curse, you know, all these things come back. You think, oh, are we doomed?
I'm just like, you know, about 99% of Chicago right now. But I also know him as a person, and so I do feel bad, and, you know, I hope he comes back soon.
You didn't have to be in Chicago to hear people talking about this. People were talking about it everywhere, and Scott caught up with some transplanted Cubs fans down at Carver Hawkeye Arena.
Are you a Cubs fan?
Yes, I am.
What did you think of last night's game?
I'd rather not talk about it. No, last night was unfortunate. It was very unfortunate. So hopefully they'll be able to pull it out tonight.
I missed like the whole 7th inning, but I saw the whole thing with the fan reaching out into the stand. So
That drive you crazy?
yeah, my roommate Morgan was flipping out.
It's just hard because you just want to point the finger at someone, and he's going to take the blame for a lot of it.
But you're confident they're going to win tonight?
Oh, yes, I'm positive the Cubs are going to win.
All right, coming up at 7, it is the Chicago Cubs against the Florida Marlins. Game 7, Kerry Wood goes against Redmond, and you can hear it if you're out in your car or at home, I suppose, on the Zone, 1600. Why were we talking with Iowa women's basketball players? It was Media Day. With 5 freshmen, the young Iowa basketball team went through some growing pains last season, but they have a year under their belts, and now Scott Sable reports they have set some high goals.
I believe that we have the potential to be a very, very good basketball team this year.
We're in this to go to the Final Four.
The Hawks have a lot to be excited about this year, with 11 letter winners returning from last year's team that won 18-5. That includes their top 2 scorers, seniors Christy Faulkner and Jenny Lillis.
You know, it's a one last shot kind of opportunity, kind of feeling, kind of, you know, every time you put your uniform on, it could be the last time you do it.
The player that really came on at the end of last year is Jamie Cavey. The 6'3" center from Mechanicsville was 9 for 9 from the floor against Marquette in the second round of the NIT.
It helped me a lot because it showed me that I am strong enough. Even if I thought I was before, it just showed me that I do have the strengths that I can battle with people in the Big Ten.
Sophomore point guard Lindsey Richards is back after missing most of last year with a torn ACL in her right knee.
So you're 100% healthy now?
Yes, sir, 100%.
Do you even think about it now when you're out on the court?
Not really. Rarely ever do I.
And the lone freshman on the Hawk roster is a pure shooter in Deb Remerdy of Rock Valley, the all-time leading scorer in Iowa high school basketball.
Never seen a player that can shoot like her before. She's got an uncanny ability to shoot the basketball.
Obviously, I'm known as a shooter, and I suppose that's probably one of my big roles, yeah.
And last year's Fab Five freshmen are experienced sophomores now. This could be a big year for Lisa Bluter's Hawkeyes. Scott Sable, TV9 Sports.
Thank you very much, Scott. And we here at TV9 are looking forward to broadcasting 5 of their basketball games this season, and that will begin with their championship game on November 22nd of the TV9 KCRG Gazette Classic down at Carver Hawkeye Arena. You know, the incident about the fan.
Yeah.
I've talked to a lot of people about it today, and I think everybody agrees they'd have probably done the same thing if they're sitting there in row 1 and that ball's coming at you.
It's a reaction.
And that ball's coming at you, and yeah, this guy's going through a tough 24 hours, but people got to be realistic.
The error by Gonzalez at shortstop was much, much bigger in that game.
It really was. It really was, and we'll see what happens. If the Cubs win tonight, maybe they'll forget the fan.
Let's
maybe.
hope. Yeah.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, John. Well, it's birthday time at TV9.
And we want you to help us celebrate our 50th anniversary starting tonight. Stay with your 24-hour news source, KCRG-TV9.
You may want to take cover. We've had some reports of wild animals in the area.
Ooh, my. Come on, Donnie.
Wild animals? Where?
Let's get out of here, lady.
The anniversary edition Dodge Caravan, featuring a no extra charge rear seat video system.
Thanks, officer.
Keep up the good work.
Disney's The Lion King Special Edition on DVD and in Dodge Caravan. Now get up to a $5,000 cash allowance, which includes a $500 in DVD coupon on 2003 Dodge Caravan.
Powerball Sunday commercial for the Iowa Lottery. Take one. Now remember, Bob, we can't say the name of pro football's championship game, all right?
What do you mean? I can't say ball? Come on, it says right here. Buy a $5 Powerball ticket with a $5 Power Play and enter to win one of 6 Powerball prize packages, including tickets and airfare to the Bowl, passes to Lynn Swan's MVP party, and a Bowl leather jacket. Holy
Cut. Let's go again.
Enter the Powerball Sunday giveaway today. Woohoo!
Don't miss the 14th Annual Arts and Crafts Show, October 18th and 19th at the Unidome in Cedar Falls. With over 400 exhibitors, it's Iowa's largest show.
Donald, you shouldn't eat that way.
It's okay, I had Subway for lunch.
Subway, delicious low-fat sandwiches, so you can feel good about being good and okay about being bad.
There's no easy way to say this.
Just kidding. You're fine. It's okay. I had Subway. I can't look at your face.
Subway, good, so you don't always have to be.
What attracts you to Chrysler Town & Country? All the great features behind this award winner. A V6, automatic, 7-passenger seating, and more. Topped off by our 770 powertrain limited warranty, it's one of the best values in America. And now get 0% APR financing on Town & Country. Or up to a $4,000 cash allowance, which includes an extra $500 when you get the Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers DVD or VHS. Get all it takes to be an award winner at your Chrysler dealer today.
Whether the Cubs win or lose, fans will remain fanatical. Tonight at 10, we'll introduce you to some lifelong Cubs fans. Also at 10, a glimpse at the cash the Cubs are generating for the local economy. That and more tonight on the KCRG-TV9 News at 10. And you know what? This is a big day here at KCRG-TV9. We're celebrating our 50th anniversary.
Cake and everything. 50 years ago today, a TV9 engineer manually held a microwave dish so we could go on with our first broadcast.
The following is a KCRG station's editorial.
What was once considered one of life's pleasures, cigarette
smoking,
has now become
For now, have a pleasant weekend.
some voices from the past. We have planned a year-long celebration. We hope you'll join us for our first special program tonight. We'll take you back through the years, and during that time, many anchors have definitely moved on, but some are still here. Remember that scene? Don't miss the history, the reminiscing, and much more. It's all tonight at 7 on the KCRG-TV9 50th Anniversary Special, right here on TV9 again, 7 o'clock.
It has been a riot working on this, looking at all the old pictures and listening to Brooksy's stories. Bob Brooks was a prominent force back then, 50 years ago on television. It's been great to work on.
Well, some very good people have come through this building and worked with our news department, and it will be fun. I'm looking forward to seeing the show at 7. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
I am too. I'm looking forward to cutting this cake also.
Well, you know what?
I don't know how it's sticking to this
Well, look what I brought.
That's great.
Oh, forks.
Josh, has a fork?
I have
John,
one.
you got yours?
Dig in?
Yeah,
You don't mind it. Okay, here we go.
We don't mind. Each gets
and thank
a corner.
you for joining us for TV9 News at 6 while we eat.
We hope you'll join us again tonight at 10. Watch the special at
Take a
7.
big bite.
And have a great evening, everyone.